The electric meter on the side of your house isn't just a machine. It is a monument to a crime committed in 1901. Every time that little wheel spins, you are paying a tax on a technology that was supposed to be free. While Nikola Tesla was building a tower to give the world wireless energy, J.P. Morgan was signing the death warrant for the future, simply because he couldn't figure out how to sell what was invisible. This isn't just a story about a failed invention. This is a forensic analysis of a murder. The victim wasn't a person. It was the 21st century, and the killer was the man who owned America. In 1901, humanity stood at a crossroads. Down one path lay a world of unlimited clean energy where the earth itself was the battery. Down the other lay a world of copper wires, smoky coal plants, and monthly bills. One man decided which path we would take, not based on science, but on his bank account. Today, on Cashualties, we reopen the case files on Wardenclyffe. We will show you the contract traps, the secret tunnels, and the brutal logic that killed the greatest gift humanity never received. To understand the betrayal, you have to understand the desperation. The year is 1900. Nikola Tesla is living at the Waldorf-Astoria hotel. He is the most famous scientist on Earth. He wears pearl gray gloves, drinks whiskey every day to prolong his life, and is treating New York's elite to dinner parties where he passes electricity through his own body like a magician. But behind the glamour, Tesla is broke. He had already torn up his royalty contract with George Westinghouse, a decision that cost him billions, just to save AC electricity. Now, he needed a new patron. Enter John Pierpont Morgan. Morgan was the Jupiter of Wall Street, a man with a nose deformed by rhinophyma and eyes that terrified his own children. Morgan didn't care about progress. He cared about control. He was currently buying up copper mines and rubber plantations to monopolize the physical electrical grid. When Tesla walked into Morgan's office, he made a pitch that appealed to Morgan's greed, not his heart. He proposed a world system of radio. He told Morgan, "I can send stock quotes from Wall Street to London instantly. No cables, no delays." Morgan saw the dollar signs. Information was power. If he knew the market prices before his rivals, he wins. He offered Tesla $150,000, about $5.5 million today. But there was a catch, a clause in the fine print that would haunt Tesla forever. Morgan didn't just want the tower. He demanded 51% control of all of Tesla's wireless patents. Tesla signed. He sold his soul to build his dream. Construction began on Long Island at Wardenclyffe, and this is where the story gets strange. Above ground, workers built a massive 187-foot wooden tower topped with a 55-ton steel mushroom. But underground, Tesla was building something else. He dug tunnels 120 feet deep into the bedrock, massive shafts lined with stone and iron. He told almost no one what they were for. He was building a grip on the Earth itself, a way to shake the planet's electromagnetic field until it vibrated with energy. He wasn't building a radio. He was building a planetary power plant. But while Tesla was digging tunnels, the world was moving on. December 12, 1901. A young Italian inventor named Guglielmo Marconi sat on a frozen hill in Newfoundland. He didn't have a massive tower. He didn't have deep tunnels. He had a kite and a copper wire. He waited, and then through the static, click, click, click. The letter S. Marconi had sent a signal across the Atlantic for pennies. The headlines the next morning screamed of Marconi's success. In his library in New York, J.P. Morgan read the paper. He put down his cigar. He looked at the stack of bills from Tesla's expensive laboratory. Then he looked at the cheap efficiency of Marconi's radio. And then the realization hit him. If Tesla wasn't building a radio, what exactly was Morgan paying for? The banker summoned the scientist, and the answer he got would freeze his blood. Tesla confessed. He told Morgan the truth. The radio is a distraction. Wardenclyffe is designed to transmit power. I will light the lamps of Paris from New York without a wire. Tesla expected applause. He expected Morgan to see the vision of a utopia. Instead, Morgan asked the question that defines modern capitalism. If anyone can stick a rod in the ground and get free power, where do I put the meter? That was it. The mask fell off. Morgan realized that free energy meant the destruction of his own empire. He owned the copper mines for the wires. He owned the rubber for the insulation. He owned the General Electric shares. Tesla's invention would make Morgan's assets worthless overnight. The funding stopped instantly. But Morgan didn't just walk away. He executed a soft kill. When Tesla tried to find other investors to finish the tower, he found every door in New York locked. Morgan had whispered to the financial elite, "Tesla is a bad bet." No one dared to cross J.P. Morgan. The scenes from this period are tragic. The workers at Wardenclyffe, unpaid for months, laid down their tools. The coal delivery stopped. The great steam engines that powered the lab went cold. Tesla, desperate and delusional, tried to pivot. In a final letter to Morgan, he tried to sell the tower as a weapon. He claimed he could use it to project a death ray to destroy enemy fleets. He thought appealing to war would save his creation. Morgan didn't even reply to the letter. He simply let the mad scientist starve. For years, the tower stood abandoned. The wind whistled through the wooden lattice. Birds nested in the steel mushroom. It became a local haunted house. Then came the final act of violence. 1917. The U.S. entered World War I. The government, paranoid that German spies were using the tower, ordered its demolition. On July 4th, Independence Day, dynamite was strapped to the legs of the tower. The explosion was felt in towns miles away. The tower didn't fall at first. It groaned, leaned, and then crashed into the earth. The scrap metal was sold for $1,750 to pay Tesla's overdue hotel bills at the Waldorf. The tunnels were flooded. The dream was buried in the mud. The fates of the two men could not be more different. J.P. Morgan died a billionaire, leaving behind a banking empire that practically rules the world today. His legacy is in every credit card swipe and every utility bill. Nikola Tesla died in 1943 in a small room at the Hotel New Yorker. He was 86, alone and penniless. In his final years, his best friend wasn't a human. It was a white pigeon. He claimed he loved that bird as a man loves a woman. When the bird died, Tesla said the light went out of his life. The FBI swept his room immediately after his death, seizing his papers. They classified his work on wireless power and beam weapons as top secret. Why? If it was just the rambling of a crazy old man, why hide it? Because the system works exactly as Morgan designed it. Scarcity creates profit. If energy is free, the economy as we know it collapses. We often look at history and ask what happened. But on this channel, we ask what didn't happen. If Wardenclyffe had been turned on, we might not have fought wars for oil in the Middle East. We might not be terrified of climate change. We might be living in a world of abundance. But we don't live in Tesla's world. We live in Morgan's world, a world of meters, subscriptions, and control. Was Tesla's tower scientifically possible, or was it just a dream? We may never know because business decided that finding out was too expensive. Look at your electric bill again. That isn't a fee for service. That is the price we pay for allowing the money men to decide the future of science. I have a question for you. Do you think the government is still hiding Tesla's technology? Or was he truly just a dreamer who went too far? Tell me in the comments. And if you want to see the dark truth about how the Rockefellers hijacked modern medicine, click this video right here. The pattern is exactly the same. Welcome to Cashualties. We'll see you in the dark.